Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino MegaADK for Android without Android, but with electronics and fischertechnik parts like motor with propeller, lens lamp with phototransistor, LDR photoresistor and motor with chain, and connected with probes to an oscilloscope, which is right there, and the yellow line is for the photoresistor, covered and uncovered. The blue line is the output for the transistor, which is barely visible. Then the purple line is measuring the input to the lens lamp, which is digitally high and low. And last time it turned out that analog control with pulse width modulation didn't work out. So back to digital control. And the last line on the bottom is the pulse width modulated signal to the motor with chain, which still doesn't work. The whining you hear is from that same motor, and I will try to get it working this time. Also, let's check on the rest of the circuit. So this button shows that after some charging time this LED flashes shortly, very shortly. Then this button makes sure that this LED and that motor works. So let me press this button. And yes, it should work. Whether it does is another story, unfortunately. When testing the circuit, it did work. And now, unfortunately, it remains to be seen. Okay. Yep, and there it goes. Just once, and another time. Alright, so that's one thing. Then this button that makes this red LED shine. And when testing, I noticed that the pulse width modulated signal went flat and it stopped the whining. And strangely enough, not now. So things seem to be interconnected, but not all the time. And let me once again turn the potmeter. Maybe I should use a slightly bigger screwdriver, torque screwdriver by the way. And it doesn't matter. So that is what is coming up in the next section. How do I make sure that the motor works? After all, the MegaADK is the same as the Mega 2560, and their motors do work. So why wouldn't this one work? So let's see, hopefully. So this is slightly different view on the breadboard with fischertechnik electronics. The question is what to look at. The schematics. This is the motor with chain, positive modulation, probe to the oscilloscope, output 4 as output, and that is what it is about right now. So, where is port 4 being written? This is unlock out pin 4 as an output, as you can see right here, to the motor with chain. And then here an analog right to a mapping that I made previously. So we have an integer potmeter which reads from A6 and which is, by the way, this potmeter, and then we got mapping. So let's also go to serial monitor, and then something strange, the winding stops for a moment when I open the monitor. So this is the potmeter value, and let me just turn it up or down, whichever is going. Alright. This is potmeter, and now I am turning it the other way. Okay. Not much change that I can see. Right, well, anyway, the mapping is let me see what this gives. Phototransistor. Oh yeah, the phototransistor is 0, so that doesn't do a thing. Anyway, I'm getting averted. Output value is 52. And that's a strange thing because I don't think that's enough for the whole thing, for the motor to run. Now the question is, why is it only that value? Should be more. Oh, I recently found out that it is probably a dual potmeter, so it has some kind of balance and then goes down again. Let's see, for this value it's 215. And I turn it exactly the other way, opposite way, also to also maximum. So I turn it about half. Okay, this I don't understand. So maybe I need to replace the potmeter. would make more sense. Do I have one? I will have to search for it, because this is making no sense, and this certainly will not make the whole thing work. So let's find a replacement for this potmeter and see if this motor will work then. So I need to replace this potmeter, and first thing to do is taking this one out, and of course putting this one in. And needless to say, it needs some rewiring because it's much larger. So taking this one out for now, but also I need to reroute this one. Which will go from here to where exactly? Oops. From here to actually here. And that gives a little bit of a problem. So I will have to go the other direction. And shifting a probe up. This one and that one. That is better. And now the question is how to deal with this connection to the middle section. So that's another very good question. It's pretty long. So I will have to reroute this wire and this wire a bit. So let's see how that works out. And then I take off whatever was in it. Which gives a problem, so I need to remove this one first. And then things go wrong all the way. Alright, now this works. Now I have to reroute this one and I have to find a solution here. And I'm curious if I will have a wire that is long enough, or I will have to use two of these very thin ones. But first, reroute this one again. Well, alright, so this potmeter is out. I've taken another torque screwdriver, much bigger one, and that should this replacement do work. no need to change the schematics, because despite the other wires or rewiring, the schematics is still the same. So let's see how this works out. And from the from one point to the other, it turns out that it doesn't work at all. Looking at the output on the serial monitor, potmeter says now 1023, and the output value of 255, which is maximum. And now I'm turning the other way, and this is really a linear potmeter. So now the potmeter says 0 and the output value says 0. So this is maximum and it should work. No need to tell, it doesn't. So I'm not sure what's wrong, but anyway, this is now correct. And then this works. Let me hold it for a bit. Hopefully this is still alright. Yes. Waiting a bit. Yes, that still works. So now this one. Yes, that still works with the red LED. And with maximum value, something has changed on the potmeter side, because now this line shows a full line, no longer some signals. So let me change it with the potmeter. Now you can see the signals, and I turn it totally up. Now you can see something and a full signal. So is this indeed anything you want to see? Slowing down again, there you go, fully up. But despite that maximum signal, it still doesn't do anything at all. So question is what to do to make it work. And right now with maximum value, I'm not quite sure anymore. So time to rethink again. Since the situation is actually the same as on the MegaADK, there's one other solution that I can try to get the motor working, which is replacement by a motor similar to that one. So I have to put things from there on this one. Let me first unhook it. And it won't be as stable yet. Alright. Let's see how this will go anyway. Oops. And then wire it right here. It doesn't even want to go in. And here. And then I do expect it to work. So why isn't it working anyway? So now suddenly this starts working on its own, more or less. Well, you see what happens. And this is actually exactly the same effect as what happened when I took out the transistors in the other circuit, in the other project. It reversed the working. Maybe I no, not the wiring, because the wiring is just the direction in which the motor runs, and now it runs in this way instead of well, now it runs counterclockwise instead of clockwise. I don't care. Now maximum, and it runs very fast. Stops. This is at maximum. Alright, let it run. Then this one. That one runs. Which makes me very curious why this motor won't run. Why it only wants to whine. Yes, it is a much smaller motor, but this type of motor does run on the seemingly equal MegaADK. So I'm not quite sure what to think of this development, but I'm glad this works anyway with potmeter. And this one works according to the oscilloscope. This works well, not by signal from the transistor, but it works for the lamp, and then it works for this one, and for this motor, and for the rest of the electronics. So where to go from here? So after this replacement, I just want to show you the value, and the potmeter is now, instead of 255 set, no, 1023 set to a very low value as 5. Well, varying between 2 and another very low value.
output value is 0, but you see it run happily. So let me actually show the change in value and the speed of the chain. Alright, I have to put pressure on the potmeter with the screwdriver, then it has the maximum value, and look at the lowest line here, it's maximum process modulation. And now start to work. So I can now regulate the speed with the potmeter, but I have to put some physical force on it, pushing it down into the contacts. And then it works. Why does it work that way? Well, I don't know really. But I'm glad at least I have a working motor, but I'm not satisfied with the fact that the other motor doesn't run. So let me check the other signals again. Yellow on top. Then here with the lamp, which is the purple one, which is this one. This one doesn't do much, it is a very low signal if any. And now I think that's about it for now, but still to do this motor. I don't like the outcome of it.
So that's basically it for this episode and video. Two working motors with one with not very good contact, and I still don't like this one and the other motor, like I said. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. A lot more projects like this, also purely robotics. This is mechatronics, robotics there as well. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, I always respond. You can follow me on Twitter as well. Please, if so, retweet and like, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram, like and leave a comment. Very much appreciated. Also appreciated is a donation to keep the videos coming your way. You can also become a patron and have your name mentioned. Either just on my website or with the videos in some way, depending on the pledge you make. More information on my website and on my Patreon page, accessible via my website. And of course this is going to be continued in whatever way. So once more, see if this works. Still with delay, but it does work. And You see when I keep pressing the button, it runs for a minute and goes quiet. And that's what is programmed. So that's good. This one works. This one, well, it should be a better signal, but I need to improve it. For now, thanks for watching again. Bye bye.